It's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and we're going to do another twin block and MA video, kind of lumping them both into the same category because they pretty much do the same thing, except for MA also aligns the front teeth and finishes the case, whereas twin block only expands if you build an expander into it, and only helps with the sagittal or the AP small little mandibles, growth of that, assuming that the patient wears it. And the rest has to be done in braces or aligners later. Of course, both twin block and MA can be done in either phase 1 or phase 2. And the price point on MA is significantly higher than the price point on twin block, which is why a lot of you like the idea of doing twin blocks. I have a ton of video on twin blocks. You can go to my channel, Straightsmile Solutions on YouTube, put in the keyword twin block, and all the twin block videos from writing the lab slip to treatment timing to design to wear protocol is there. But today we're going to talk about using panoramic x-rays to screen good patients for both of these. Now keep in mind, you have zero control when it comes to MA. MA is owned by Align Technology. Align Technology decides if your case can have MA or not. There's a lot of inclusion and exclusion criteria. I do have that also on, my website or on my YouTube channel. If you go to the keyword MA, there's one that's inclusion and exclusion criteria. But the software is going to take a look at the shape of the teeth, the height of the clinical crowns, if there's missing teeth, and decide if you can have it or not. You don't get to decide. Occasionally you can override it in certain circumstances. I recommend that you talk to a clinical advisor if you get rejected, especially if it's for like a congenitally missing premolar or something where you can't wait to do it, but they need MA. Usually they'll let you override it and do additional attachments on other teeth. But for the most part, you need to be checking the pano. So here is an example of a good and a bad pano of when to do twin block or MA. I like to do them either early, like right after or right about the time that these front teeth are coming in. You're talking like 7, 8. Great time to do it. Matter of fact, that's the best time for twin block. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, the studies say that growth modification is better when you do it during peak puberty. Guess what? Yes, it might be a little bit better, but you still get growth if you do it, at 7 and 8, because there's still facial growth happening. And also, if you do this during peak puberty, that might be 13, 14, 15, 16 in a boy. That might be 10, 11, 12 in a girl, maybe not the worst. But unlikely that anyone in junior high or high school is going to wear a twin block. Not just unlikely, it's not going to happen. I can flat out tell you, I have teenagers, it is not going to happen. Would it have possibly happened in the 80s or the 70s? Yeah, maybe, because everyone had funky, weird things in their mouth with metal, and it was just part of growing up. People had it, people wore them. Now, people have either Invisalign or occasionally braces. People do not have funky removable appliances in junior high or high school. It's not going to get worn. The kid is going to get teased. The kid's going to take it out during the day. The kid's going to lie about it, and it's going to cause drama. And I'm just going to tell you it's not going to happen. So why even put the family in a situation that's going to be subpar? Because if it doesn't get worn, you missed the boat. And now you are up the ship, out the river, without a paddle. So there's really no other options besides jaw surgery. So it's better to have better treatment timing and do it when the kid is young and compliant and excited to wear these things. So hence the good. We're looking at if teeth are going to be coming out anytime soon. And the only tooth that might fall out anytime soon in these circumstances maybe is that one. Otherwise, we're going to have a good 6 to 9 months before back teeth, be it D's and E's, I don't care about the C's, start falling out. So great. Let's do it. Great treatment timing. This is terrible treatment timing for twin block or MA. Because why? Because a bunch of teeth are about to fall out. You can see this one already did. You need to have retention. That's going to be out in a few months. These are going to be out in a few months. There's just not going to be the retention. You're either going to get rejected from MA. You might not at this scan, but as soon as you have a refinement or as soon as you lose some teeth, there's not going to be any retention. You're going to have to do a refinement. It's going to be flopping around, and then they're going to reject you. So you're going to start your MA, and then you're not going to be able to finish it for maybe a year and a half. And now mom is going to be pissed because yes, you can still work on alignment with Invisalign. Hopefully, luckily all the MA cases are 5-year cases. But if you told mom it's going to take a year, year and a half, and now it takes 3, she's going to be mad. Why? Because you didn't check treatment timing. So that's why this is bad. For twin block, yeah, sure. No lab's going to tell you can't do it. It's just that it's going to stop fitting. It's going to flop around. It's not going to get worn. And then later you're going to have to purchase a new appliance, which is going to be another couple $100, and parents aren't going to pay for it. You are, and it's going to add to your lab fee. And every time new teeth start coming in and out, the clasps are going to get blocked or blocking new teeth from coming in, and you're going to have to remake it multiple times, which is basically going to make your lab fee the same price as MA and way more appointments. So you do not want to be taking these cases for either. You could start Invisalign and do the MA later, or you could put in expanders if you're looking for expansion, and you can do the MA portion later, assuming that your patient is still growing. So this is why treatment timing is so key, and you have to actually stare at your pano. Remember, the MA portion or the twin block portion, the actual AP or sagittal portion, might be in for a year or even more. So you need to kind of strategize and just, put your detective hat on and think about, are teeth going to be lost during this time? That is why I prefer to do these appliances when they are younger. All right, thanks so much.